What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA and NFL Tuesday, April 7th. These picks apply for the DraftKings and FanDuel simulated slates. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's simulated NBA and NFL slates. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay guys, I'm going to start off real quick with a few simulated NFL picks. Don't worry if the game's already played today. This will be quick. I just want to show you how the tools work for NFL simulated games. They have simulated NFL games on DraftKings only right now. So make sure that the DraftKings icon is highlighted so you're on the DraftKings site. Change over the NFL tab here at the top, and here we go. At the quarterback position, I like Matthew Stafford, projected at 23.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 7.2 times value. He's 6,500 DraftKings salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. So he's only played 8 games in the 2019 season. So those are his 8 possible game scores right there. He has a 0% chance to score 8 fantasy points or less. He has a 25% chance to score 8 to 16 fantasy points. He has a 25% chance to score 16 to 24 fantasy points. He has a 38% chance to score 24 to 32 fantasy points. And he has a 13% chance to score 32 fantasy points or more. So Matthew Stafford, he's the best value play, and I think he's the best play by far at the quarterback position. So I like Matthew Stafford here at 6,500 DraftKings salary. Okay, to save time here, I'm not going to go over all the sim scores for the remaining positions, but at the running back position, I like Kenyon Drake, projected at 16 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 5,900 DraftKings salary. He's a solid play. And at the wide receiver position, I like Calvin Ridley, projected at 15.6 fantasy points here tonight. That's 6.6 times value. And he's 4,700 DraftKings salary. And at the tight end position, I like Austin Hooper, projected at 15.2 fantasy points here this afternoon. That's 5.1 times value, and he's 6,000 DraftKings salary. Okay, now we're back over to FanDuel, looking at the NBA picks for tonight. So who do we have at the point guard position? I like Mike Conley, projected at 24.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. He's 4,600 FanDuel salary. And let's take a look at his sim scores. A 22% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 46% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 32% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. So I like Mike Conley at 4,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, another point guard that I like is Lonzo Ball, projected at 33.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 7% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 34% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 39% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 20% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So that's a 59% chance for him to score 30 fantasy points or more and get you close to 5 times value or more. Lots of upside. So I like Lonzo Ball here at 6,500 FanDuel salary. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Tyler Hero, projected at 21.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. I believe he's the best value play on the slate. He's only 3,900 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 28% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 57% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. You'll take that all day long. That's 5 times value or more. And then he has a 15% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And if he gets you 21.4 fantasy points, that's 5.5 times value. So I like Tyler Hero here at 3,900 FanDuel salary. Okay, another shooting guard that I like Drew Holiday, projected at 40.3 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. He's 7,800 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, so that's great. A 22% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 47% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then he's got a 25% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points and a 5% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Drew Holiday here at 7,800 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Taurean Prince, projected at 23.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 20% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 53% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. A 25% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And a 2% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Taurean Prince here at 4,500 FanDuel salary. And another small forward that I like is Brandon Ingram, projected at 40.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 7,900 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. Only a 4% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 16% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 53% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. A 26% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. And a 2% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Brandon Ingram here at 7,900 FanDuel salary. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like Zion Williamson, projected at 36.2 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 6,800 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 0% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. A 16% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. A 74% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And an 11% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. I like this pick because he doesn't have a lot of low-end risk, plenty of upside. So I like Zion Williamson here at 6,800 FanDuel salary. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. So look, guys, I know there's not a lot of sports playing right now, but we are posting a daily cheat sheet for esports for the League of Legends contests, and we just added these new DFS tools for the NBA simulated slates. We're going to be updating our tools to help you pick the best players for these sim sports, and I think these tools are going to give you a big advantage. There's no human element here. This is a stats game. This is a math problem. This is where our tools can really help you identify the numbers, the percent chance these players are going to score within these point ranges, so you know what you're getting into with each pick. And another power forward that I like is Aaron Gordon, projected at 31.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,300 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less. a 41% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 41% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, and a 12% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So you're looking at a 53% chance for him to get you 30 fantasy points or more and get you 5 times value or more. So I like Aaron Gordon here at 6,300 FanDuel salary. Okay, moving on to the center position. I'm going to give you a value play here. I like Cody Zeller, projected at 23.9 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.3 times value. He's 4,500 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. He has a 17% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 60% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points. That's your value zone. And then a 19% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. And he has a 3% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points. So I like Cody Zeller here at 4,500 FanDuel salary. And another center that I like is Jonas Valanciunas, projected at 33.8 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.1 times value. He's 6,600 FanDuel salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 5% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 40% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, a 35% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points, a 16% chance to score 45 to 60 fantasy points, and a 3% chance to score 60 fantasy points or more. So I like Jonas Valanciunas here at 6,600 FanDuel salary. Okay, real quick, let's take a look at the DraftKings showdown between the LA Lakers and the Houston Rockets. The best value play on the slate, and you're going to need him to fit in those studs because there's plenty of them, is Eric Gordon, projected at 22 fantasy points here tonight. That's 7.9 times value. He's only 2,800 DraftKings salary. Let's take a look at his sim scores. A 24% chance to score 15 fantasy points or less, a 65% chance to score 15 to 30 fantasy points, and a 9% chance to score 30 to 45 fantasy points. Remember, he only needs 22 fantasy points to get you 7.9 times value. So you're looking at a 75% chance this guy's going to get you 5 times value or more. I like those odds. So I like Eric Gordon here at 2,800 DraftKings salary. And I'm not going to get too deep into these picks and give you all the sim scores. I'm just going to go through them real quick. I like PJ Tucker, and then the obvious plays: Russell Westbrook, James Harden, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. Plenty of studs on this slate. That's why you need to find those value plays. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again and good luck. Okay guys, if you're getting any value from this video, please hit that red subscribe button. We put out new fantasy basketball videos every single day. So if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell notification, you won't miss out on any of our new fantasy basketball and fantasy football videos. Tons of free stuff coming your way. It only takes a second, and it helps us push out more fantasy content for you guys to consume each and every day. It's because of you subscribers that make this possible. So thank you for supporting this channel. This is a quick reminder, you should be reading the comments of this video. We have some savvy basketball fans who watch these videos, and they often give great plays and call me out when my picks are wrong. Wisdom of the crowd is a great way to get a feel for what players the field likes in today's NBA slate. We also have a DFS tool that shows you what players our members like for today's slate. So you can come on in and check that out.